my Dragon bar, as I mentioned, docked to the top of the screen here. There is, over to the right edge of your Dragon bar, a couple of little arrowheads. If you can see in the upper right corner of my screen, there are a couple little arrowheads pointing up. That is a little toggle button that controls this second line of the Dragon bar. If you click that, it closes down to just one line. Then if you click it again, it opens the second line. And I want you to notice something about the voice profile here. One of the common things that happens to people who own power mics, they call me up and they say the buttons aren't working. The red light doesn't come on. Different things like that. And it's almost always the same problem, almost always the same thing. When you load your voice profile, or when you look at your voice profile in the Open User Profile screen, you should see the name of your profile, the vocabulary you're using, but in the middle, the source needs to say PowerMic2 as a part of the name, or your microphone has not been set up properly. There are a couple of reasons why that can happen. One of the most common ones is opening Dragon and then plugging the microphone in, especially on older versions of Dragon, before Dragon Medical Practice Edition 2. If you plug the microphone in after Dragon was open, it's not able to recognize it as a power mic, and you would have to close Dragon and reopen it with the power mic already plugged in. Then it can be recognized. Then you can set up your voice profile. So that's one of the more common things that comes up when with regard to power mics not appearing to work properly. So you want your voice profile to indicate PowerMic2. And if you don't have that, you need to set up a new source. And I should have shown you that while I had this open under Open User Profile. If you do not have an option that says PowerMic under Source for your profile that you're using, you would want to go Source New. Now, because I already have a PowerMic set up for this profile, it's not going to show everything that needs to be shown. It's not going to show it as an option for a new microphone I could set up, because you can only set up one on a given machine. But in this drop-down list, you should be able to see, if you don't have a power mic already set up properly, it should list a PowerMic2 as an input device, and you want to choose that one, and then Dragon will recognize it properly, and then it will be able to use the buttons properly. So do make sure that it's set up, and if you got Dragon from us, we'll be glad to help you make sure that that's set up right. The PowerMic2 is a very good microphone, and excellent voice pickup, excellent noise reduction capabilities. All of the microphones that we sell are good quality microphones for use with Dragon that are going to give Dragon a good opportunity for accurate transcription. But just want to show you, just dictate a little bit here, and actually I need to load my medical vocabulary here so that I can use medical terminology and not confuse Dragon. If you have set Dragon up properly with your power mic, when you go to Tools, Options, there's going to be a tab here for the power mic. This is where you can set up the various buttons on the power mic to do basically whatever you want. I'll go over these buttons real quick. This bottom button does not do anything unless you have the optional barcode scanner. So you'll want to know that that's not going to going to do anything for you without that. These buttons right here are mouse control buttons. So you've got a left mouse click, a right mouse click, and in the little well is a like a little mini joystick for pushing around. You know, you push it up toward the top of the mic and it moves the mouse pointer up. You push it to the right and it moves the mouse pointer to the right. And you can move your mouse around that way. But from there on up, everything is programmable. You can determine what each of these buttons do. Now, there are a lot of functions that are built-in functions that things like show the dictation box. So that if you push, and if you highlight a choice here, it'll turn the button green, not on your real microphone, but on this diagram. It'll turn the button green to show you this is the button that you're going to be programming if you change the function. You do have two different sets of commands that you can program into it, one for working in most places and one for working in the dictation box only. So that if the dictation box is open, you can have a separate set of commands programmed in for the PowerMic. But we'll just leave it at global today and look at what we can do. So if you want to reprogram it, you've got a lot of categories of things you can work with. Applications, you can show the Dragon bar if it's been hidden. You can show the dictation box. Under the dictation category, you can have it toggle the microphone on and off. Push it and release it, and the microphone comes on. Push it and release it, the microphone turns off. You can have it pull up a correction window or go to sleep and turn on. Or the most popular setting, and really it's for this button here, that the press to talk function is by default turned on. That is what helps people avoid the most common mistake that Dragon users make, and that is forgetting to turn the microphone off. If you are in the middle of dictating something, your microphone's turned on, somebody comes in the room with a question about another patient, and you stop and have a conversation, it's real easy because you've turned your attention away from the computer not to notice that Dragon is trying to transcribe everything you say and everything it hears from the other person, and probably not doing a very good job because your attention is turned away from the computer. They are farther away from the computer, so the accuracy is going to suffer. But not only that, it's going to be a bunch of garbage that you don't really want in this particular record. So the way the PowerMic works by default, you push this button in and hold it in while you're talking to Dragon. And honestly, it's almost a reflex. Very, very rarely have I found anybody who would turn their attention away from the computer to talk to somebody else and leave and keep pressing that button. It's almost a reflex to pull your thumb off that button. And when you do, it turns the mic off and your dictation is over. And it won't take anything more till you push the button again. So you've got all kinds of different categories, all kinds of different commands that you can program into these buttons. But it doesn't stop there. Many of you may be familiar with Dragon's macro and template capabilities. To show you what I mean by that, that's the ability to give a brief voice command and have Dragon either insert text or carry out commands, such as Dragon soap template. Having said that, there's the soap template that comes comes with Dragon as a sample. It is just the bare bones, the skeleton of a soap template for you to fill in. Now, if that doesn't suit your needs, obviously the point of this is not that you must use that particular layout or that particular structure, anything like that. You can customize your templates and to say anything you want and to look the way you want. But this is just to give you an idea of things you can do. For instance, new paragraph, dragon normal chest. And that's just an example of another kind of template or macro. For when you do a chest exam and everything comes out normal, there you are. But you may notice on the first one, the SOAP template, that there are square brackets with numbers in them. Now, those are variable fields for Dragon. They are designed to be landing places, so to speak, so that you can insert blocks of text, and it can be large blocks of text. It can be pages long. But there are going to be places in those blocks of text where the information is going to be the same for everybody. This patient comes in today with a chief complaint of. Well, that part's not going to change much, if at all. So you can program that wording in to your template. But then maybe you put the age of the patient in there, the gender of the patient, and what the chief complaint is. Those are all things where you need variables. And that's where you would put these brackets in the master copy of your template. Now, what does that have to do with the PowerMic? The programmable buttons of the PowerMic, by default in the newest version of Dragon, are programmed when you hit the fast forward button, the one with the two little arrows pointing to the right, jumps you forward through the document from one variable field to the next. If it gets to the bottom of the document and it doesn't find any more, the next time you hit the button, it goes back to the top of the document and starts down again. So this allows you to get to the field you want and then just push your dictate button and say what you want to say. This 35-year-old male presents today with a chief complaint of pain in the left elbow subsequent to a fall during a roller skating hockey game, period. Excuse me. Then when you're done dictating what goes in that particular field, maybe the field was only for the age and all you would say is 35 or whatever. It depends on how you have set up your template. You just hit your next field button and you're on the next one. Upon examination, I found the left elbow to be swollen and red and to have a significantly reduced range of motion, period. And once again, I'll reinforce what I've reinforced before. I am not a doctor, and I don't play one on TV or on the internet for that matter. So you may read my wording and find it, not realistic. I have no clue. But hopefully you're seeing the process and the way this can work so that you can just skip from one to the other. Then one of the things that you can do with these variables is instead of programming them with numbers, that's just something Nuance did for their samples. You can put anything you like between the brackets. And so if there is a piece of information that's going to be true of most people but might change, you can put that between the brackets and skip over it for this patient if it fits this patient. In this case, I'm going to pretend that 03 is just the perfect answer for my assessment. Obviously it's not, but just so that I can skip over it, leave the brackets there, we'll say that that's really information pertinent to my assessment, and then I'll dictate my plan, wrap the left arm in an ACE bandage, comma, apply ice 3 times a day for 20 minutes, period, new line, numeral 2, period, come in for a follow-up visit in 2 weeks, period. Now, I'm done making all my changes. The only information left in variable fields is the information of the assessment, and it says exactly what I want it to say. So I need to do something to get rid of those brackets. That's where you can have another button, and in Medical Practice Edition 2, it's programmed by default into the pause play button. You just push that button, whatever button you've programmed to do this, and Dragon looks through the document, finds all the brackets, and removes any brackets that are left. And that way your default information that's going to fit most patients is now blended in and just part of the text. It's a really handy thing. Now, these things can be done with voice commands. I'm just showing you that you can even reduce your voice commands by programming buttons on the PowerMic to do these things. But what about other functions? Maybe there are other things you want Dragon to do, and that you do often. Maybe there's a template or macro that you use so often, you really get tired of saying it, the name of it, over and over again. And you'd like to just be able to to push a button and have that macro executed. Well, the Nuance PowerMic can do that for you. Let me go back into my tools options and show you that right now my custom write window is set to show the correction window. So if now the custom write button is this little button here, little round button. So if I push that button, it's going to bring up the correction window. But maybe that's not what I want that button to do. Because I want it to to invoke a macro or a template. So I go down to user commands, and let's set it up to take care of Dragon discharge summary template for me, because I work in the discharge department, and so I need to use that template a million times a day. So I just set it to that button, and now new paragraph. When I get my new paragraph, I then push that button, and there's the discharge summary template. So you can program buttons to do any of the macros or templates that you have set up. And that gives you virtually limitless options of things that you can carry out or text that you can insert using the Nuance PowerMic. So you're going to get with the Nuance PowerMic a really powerful microphone with excellent voice pickup, excellent noise reduction, as I've already said, and this ability to, number one, avoid accidental dictation and to simplify the job of inserting frequently repeated text. Also, simplifying the job of filling in those details that do change from one patient to another by jumping from one variable field to the next. So I want you to realize that those buttons on the PowerMic aren't just for show. They are powerful tools that you can customize according to your needs and your desires to make it do what you want it to do. That's really all that we have today in the way of showing you the Nuance PowerMic. Let me remind you that HTH Engineering is a true engineering firm. We have engineers on staff who can do custom programming. We also provide virtually anything needed for digital dictation and digital transcription, including products that carry our own brand name, as well as Olympus, Nuance, and Philips products. a number of other brands on our website, and you can reach us by, as I'm going to use Dragon to tell us here, you can reach us at 866-254-0714, period. That's our toll-free number, period. Or you can find us on the web at www.startstop.com, period. New line. Now, as with all things Dragon, every now and then there are going to be mistakes. And we can see there that the word web didn't come out right. Select wet, web, select www.startstop.com, www.startnospacestop.com, move down one. We invite you to take a look at our website. Let me take you there briefly. We've got a lot of information here that can help meet whatever needs you have for dictation or transcription. If you want more information on the Nuance PowerMicII, we have a page on our site about that. One thing I wanted to point out to you about the PowerMic that I didn't say earlier because I couldn't show it to you, and I just thought of this. You not only have these buttons on the front, but on the back of the PowerMic, there's a little button here, a little trigger. And just so that you know, that is a left mouse click. It's not programmable, but it does a left mouse click just like this button here does. So we have more information on the PowerMic. You can order online by going to the Buy Now button, and we ship the same day from one of a number of warehouses all around the country, as long as we get your order before 3:30 in the afternoon Eastern Standard Time, or Eastern Time I should say, regardless of standard or daylight. So that's what I had to show you today. If you have any questions you'd like to ask, I want to give you an opportunity to do that. There should be a control panel on the right side of your screen, and you have a chat window there and a questions window. You can put your question in either of those, and if I see a question from you, I'll be glad to try to answer that. So I just want to give you a few moments to think of your questions. All right, if there are no questions, I want to thank you again for coming and invite you for our next webinar. We don't have the dates firmed up, but keep your eye on our website. We'll announce it on the website. And we hope you have a great day. And thank you again for coming to attend the webinar, The Secret Power Behind the Nuance PowerMic.